Hey guys. Jesus. September 29th. I didn't think I would make it this far, to be honest. But here we are. It is the second to last day of Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. We've been doing this. Today's the 29th time that we've walked together for a lot of you. And I'm going to save all the thank yous and stuff for tomorrow. Today I want to talk about a couple of things, two specifically. I've been promising the whole time I was going to tell you guys about the Make-A-Wish trip, so I'm totally going to do that. I don't know. We tried to do it yesterday really quickly, and we skipped over some stuff that I think is important, and it's not all good. Even the Make-A-Wish trip, not all good. But I wanted to take a minute. I was going to do a talk about grief. And I decided there were better things to talk about. I didn't check that time for cars, traffic behind me. I hope that person yells at me. 29 days. And we checked crossing every street every time for 29 days. Missed it today. Anyway, I decided against doing a whole walk to talk about grief, because we've talked a little bit here and there about it anyway, and I just don't know that I have anything to add to what I've already said. So, maybe someday we'll do a little walker write-up and we'll send it to you guys. But the reason I started talking about that was because this morning was tough. I had a tough morning. Sam's been gone now for more than 7 months, more than 8 months. And there are still mornings that are absolutely devastating. And it's funny because sometimes it's just Sam stuff, and that's all it takes. Today was not one of those days. Today in the morning, I just had a few things stack on top of each other, which normally is like a doable thing for anybody, right? But underneath all of my doable stuff, every single day, all of that is built on a bubble of Sam grief. And so, it's a base that elevates all of this other stuff. And so a day that would normally be fine, ends with me, crying in my truck on the way home, trying to hold stuff together. Side note, I jumped on my bike when I got home to try to burn off some energy, set a new PR going around the lake. So I channeled it well, I suppose. But it just, you're always walking around with this thing right here. It's always there. Okay, let's talk Disney World. And it wasn't just Disney World. Let's talk Make-A-Wish trip. We told you yesterday about the reveal, and we had to move the trip because of the coma that Sam was in when we were supposed to take it the first time. So fast forward to, we pack our bags and we're all wearing our Make-A-Wish t-shirts, and we have a Make-A-Wish tag on the bag, and Sam's got a Make-A-Wish kid button to show that he's the Wish kid. And so immediately at the airport, they're looking for us. I can't remember whether we got pulled out of the baggage line in the beginning, but I'm pretty sure we did. I know that we got put on priority boarding. And one of the things that we missed yesterday was that, so we're all getting ready to get on this plane. And now bear in mind, at this point, Sam's been in remission for a while. He's doing really good. This is like when we're feeling our best. His hair has grown back. I don't know if I ever mentioned this. Did you guys know that Sam's hair grew back 3 different ways every time? When Sam was 3, his hair was straight and like super light blonde. After his first chemo, when it fell out, when it came back, it came in this dark, really curly. And then the third time, when he lost again, it came back again. It came back like this chestnut wavy thing. So crazy. One kid, 3 different hairs, like actual different hair, not hairstyles, color, texture, all of it. Anyway, he's got hair, so the only way you can tell that he's going through something is that he's wearing a Wish Kid button and a Make-A-Wish shirt. So we're at the front of the line to get on the plane. And from over my shoulder, I hear a gentleman say, well, he doesn't look that sick to me. There had been some debate about who is priority boarding versus family boarding versus, there were a lot of people going to Orlando for Thanksgiving. And I didn't turn around. I was on cloud 9 going on this trip to be there, so I chose to ignore that. Thank God that I did. And we went on, we got on the plane. As soon as we got on, the pilots were like, oh, you must be Sam. Come here. They put Sam and Emmy in the cockpit so that they could take all the pictures that they wanted to. They gave them each like a tote, like a little tote bag with plastic wings and stickers and activity books and stuff in it. I can't remember if there was an announcement on the plane, but I sure feel like there was, about Superhero Sam. Anyway, we fly down to Orlando and we land, and there is a chauffeur waiting for us, and he's got the car to take us down to oh my God, Give Kids the World Village. He's a volunteer. They're all volunteers. Actually, no, he's there. He picked us up to take us to the rental car place because we had a rental car. He took us over to the rental car place, talked to the rental car woman because he's there so much that he knows her by first name, and got us into a really nice car, etc., and got us the directions we needed and everything, and gave us our cell phone number in case we needed him on the way there. We got there late, so we were the last meeting for him for the night. So, but he was there waiting for us, took us right to where we needed to be, talked to Sam the whole way just to kind of learn about him. And so we drive in to Give Kids the World Village, and it's probably 20-30 minutes from all the attractions down there, if that much. And it's gated, and it is solely for the use of Wish Kids and kids who are going through Wish-like programs. And so, I mean, we had, they had multiple swimming pools that were all like different themes. It was a little chilly for swimming pools, but they still went swimming, and Daddy got in too. Free ice cream. They had an ice cream parlor. Everything was free. We did not pay a dime for this trip out of pocket. Make-A-Wish even gave us spending money for meals and stuff like that. Souvenirs, all of it. There's an ice cream parlor we could go to and get whatever we wanted. There was dinner served. All meals were served. They had like themed playgrounds for the kids to run and play on. One of them had the biggest Candyland board, like a full life-size Candyland board that went around the entire playground. So we were there for 5 days. And if I remember correctly, we did a Disney park, Universal Studios, another Disney park, Universal Studios, another Disney park. We might have hit Magic Kingdom twice. It's blurry. We went to Disney World first, and when you're a Make-A-Wish kid at Disney World, they give you something called a Genie Pass. Some of you may be familiar with the Disney Fast Pass. Fast Pass is you get to schedule when you think you'll go on a ride, when you want to go on a ride, And then you get to go through a short line for the fast pass people, while the others wait 3 hours in their line, general admission. But you can only schedule like 2 or 3 fast pass things at a time. So when you finish one, you go and schedule the next one, and you're limited to the slots that are available, right? Because other people are doing this too. Well, a Genie Pass is your ticket to the front of the fast pass line without any check-ins, without anything. So we would choose whatever ride we wanted to, walk to the fast pass line, and maybe wait 5 minutes. There were a couple where we maybe had to wait 30, but the other people were waiting 4 hours. And I'll never forget, we were at whichever park has the Toy Story World, and riding the Slinky Dog roller coaster. And Emmy is right. The kids loved it. It was just about the right speed, just enough to scare Mama a little bit, but the kids were having fun. So we rode it 3 or 4 times back to back. Like get off, go around, get back in line, which is not a thing you can do at Disney World. The last time, Emmy was back behind me with another woman who got put in her cart with her, and the woman was like, "Have you ever been on this? Is it fun?" And Emmy's like, "Oh yeah, it's great. It's wonderful." And she's like, "I hope so. I waited 4 hours." And Emmy looks at her and goes, "This is my 3rd time in a row." Oh, like, but no, we did. I mean, it was so amazing for the kids. Emmy wanted to do. We did Space Mountain 3 times back to back, all kinds of stuff. So there's also like a Make-A-Wish lounge at Disney World at the Magic Kingdom, where if you're tired, you can go to rest. They have a place for kids to do medicines if they need to, things like that, which was available to us. So I think at one point the kids got a little hot, so we went back there and just relaxed for a little while. I walked out of Disney World that first day like, oh my God, there is no way that we will ever top this experience. So the next day we went to Universal Studios, and Universal Studios has something very much like a Genie Pass. I can't remember the name of it. It's not cute like a little picture of a genie like the other one was. It's just like a VIP pass. At Universal Studios, when you're wearing this thing around your neck, you walk up to the person at the very front of like before you even get to a line, there's someone to like point you whether you should go to the general admission line or their equivalent of the fast pass line. And when that person sees this around your neck, they go, "Hold on." They find a replacement for themselves. Then they proceed to walk you, usually up the exit line, sometimes through the bowels of the ride. Like I got to go underneath the Fast and the Furious ride because that was how we got there. They walk you up through the exit, put you next to the ride operator and say, "Do you want to be in the front, the back, or the middle?" And like there is no waiting. And if you want to do it again and again and again, you can. And so Emmy got to ride her first roller coasters with me at Universal Studios, first real ones. We did the Aerosmith Rockin' Tour, which has now been shut down. She saw that on something the other day, and she was like, "Oh, look, Dad, they're closing it." She has become my roller coaster buddy since then. We do Six Flags coasters and all kinds of stuff. But, you know, at a place where people go to have a once-in-a-lifetime experience, it blows my mind that there are still people who work at these places who can go a level above that. Because they're used to seeing these people every day who want to come and have a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And I can imagine that's got to wear on you. I mean, let's face it. I don't know about you guys, but when I go somewhere and I want it to be special, when it's not as special as I had hoped, I try not to be hard to deal with, but you can see it in the way I act. And so I've got to imagine they deal with hundreds of those people every day, right? And that's got to like wear you down. We didn't experience any of that at any of these places we went to. Everybody was just so happy to provide Sam and his family with the best time they've ever had. Like that's what they wanted, and they would bend over backwards to do it. And so, I mean, it was just amazing. Maud talked a little bit yesterday about how the timing was kind of fated to happen the way that it did. If we had gone when we were originally supposed to, Sam would have been about a year younger, and he would have been shorter, and he would not have been able to ride all the rides that he got to ride. Also, it just so happened because we went when we did, we hooked up with part of my family who was there, so we got to spend a couple days with them and overlap on some things, which was fun because they became beneficiaries of the Genie Pass as well. So it was fun to just, Sam loved to be like, okay, what do you guys want to ride next? I got a Genie Pass. Where do you want to go? And he loved it. How many times did we do the Dwarven mining run from Snow White? It's incredibly important that kids that are going through what Sam went through have a chance to experience some of these things. We talked a couple days ago about how important it was that in his short 7 years, he still got to have a full life. And without programs like Make-A-Wish, Alex's Lemonade Stand, Hope Kids, Candle Lighters, if I keep trying to name people, I'm just gonna leave people out anyway. So without organizations like that, like these kids don't get to live a full life. They don't get to experience all the things. Well, they still don't get to experience all the things that they would have. But like we do the best we can, right? To get them as much. And I hope that every kid from here on out who goes on a Make-A-Wish trip survives it. Hey, it's my family. Gets to tell their own Make-A-Wish story, and that their dad doesn't have to tell it after they're gone. But it's not gonna be the case, So, hello, Ben.
They were trick-or-treating.
Oh, I can't put you over that way because it's in the sun.
It's right over there.
You want to ride on my shoulders? No. Okay. Everybody loves when you do. I just finished talking about Make-A-Wish.
Oh, thanks.
And how important those programs are, because about kind of tying into what we said the other day about helping the kids live a full life, even if it doesn't have the same number of years that someone else might. Mm-hmm. Is there anything you guys want to add about Disney, Make-A-Wish, anything in general? Because today's the 29th, so if you got something you want to say.
Well, I wasn't there.
You got to take care of Ben.
I got to take care of Ben.
So you made it possible.
Who had a horrible cold. I think I slept 5 hours the whole week.
Us too, though.
Yeah, but it was worth it. Yeah.
That's it? You're good?
That's it. Yeah, that's all I have to say about Make-A-Wish.
You think it's funny, Beanie? Nah, it was, it was an amazing experience, and it was once in a lifetime. And there are some things that are so special they should be, just once. So we'll always have good memories of that and how it went down. I've threatened to never go to Disney World again, because how could I make it more special than that time? But I know Ben's got to go. Actually, by the time he's old enough to go, maybe Emmy will be old enough to take him herself. I don't have to go. I'll send the cousins. I remember looking at those people in those lines and not wanting to do that. All right, guys, it's September 29th. I'm in the home stretch, coming up on the house. Tonight is the last night for you to make votes on whether you want to watch Jeff get his head shaved or you want to see the video of Annika and her cotton candy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll have to search back or just send me a message. I'll tell you exactly what you're voting for. The way that you vote, I know that you've already given money to Alex's Lemonade Stand, and I love you for it. And if that's all the money that you're gonna give, I still love you. You know, there were times when Sam would be at the end of his rope, like everything he had been given, and we weren't done. And we would have to go one more block if we're walking, or one more poke if we're getting treatments, or one more hour before you can eat after your treatment. And he always did it. He never let me down. And so I'm asking you guys for one more dollar. You can write in your donation amount. You're not set to the ones that they've got in there. One more dollar for Alex's Lemonade Stand. And when you do that, you can do it anonymous if you want to, that's great. But do you want Annika's cotton candy or shave Jeff's head? That's the plan. We're gonna count votes tomorrow morning, and we'll figure out a way to get those videos on for tomorrow. Guys, this has been an amazing ride. We got one day to go. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.